whole America in debt, just jumping on board to go into space. And it's just really kind of wasting money because the aliens kind of control the certain like corporations, kind of like infrastructures you wouldn't like suspect or think about. But yeah, really kind of weird shit.
Do aliens change the infrastructure?
I think they're always watching. I think because of considering how some people, how they view things and how they think that why it should be viewed this way or that way. Like, that's why I still believe in 3 different outcomes ever so often.
3 different ones.
3 different outcomes, or just 2 separate kind of mirror images, but very altered a little.
Like an electron?
Well, I mean, we're always thinking that we're going to be looking in the mirror, but that's the thing I do. I look in the mirror and think, how many times can I count myself just looking in the mirror back and forth? It's just like kind of interesting stuff, because I mean, our minds are completely like adaptable with what's going on, and it just seems that, yeah, I don't know, it's really impressive stuff that I've been seeing with certain conspiracies and the strange noises around the world. It's really creepy shit, because I mean, there's like really odd, strange kind of like metallic taste in your mouth kind of music. Really kind of, well, not music, but noise, and it's just really creepy. And it's been going around the world with different types of kind of strange, loud noises that didn't fit the like environment. So go figure.
Well, I'm going to play another song. This is Buggin' by Flaming Lips, and we'll be right back.
The buzz of love is busy bugging you. Well, they fly in the air as you comb your hair, and they spider up and down your windshield. The headlights, where they fly.
Welcome back to the Get Miss Toy.
I'm Bill Duncan, as always.
And I'm James Hard, the Bigfoot expert. No, I'm not the Bigfoot expert. Vortex expert. Expert in portals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Portal 2, the video game.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, have you ever gone to any conventions over the years, or just concerts, but no
Actually,
actual, like,
I have
nerdy
something
shit?
new. I walked by a comic store and like I saw it and it was closed, but I'm gonna go there when it's like open. It's really close. But I'll check some out. And what should I check out? What should I do when I go there?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, you
Just
gotta,
read
like,
some?
What?
Can you read them, or are they all in packages?
Yeah, I mean, you can read these things. That's the main reason you collect them.
No, but
They're like
before you buy them,
$10.
can you read them?
Yeah.
You can?
Even though they get pissed off, and like,
Oh.
if you're like, wow.
Usually you don't.
Loitering too often just gets you in trouble.
When I buy a book, I always like read a bit of it in the store, and then I read it. Like if it's just the cover,
I don't know, I
you
just
can't
remember-
judge a book by the cover. They say. So can you judge a
Well, I
comic book by the
remember
cover?
when I was always like when I was younger, I had like a filing system, and I would get a stack each month or every 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and it was pretty decent. And I mean, it was a fun hobby. And the thing is, that stuff now has a lot of assets. I mean, I've invested extra money just into my hobby, but now it could pay back 2 times over because of what I have and what I can actually sell and make money with. The true art of the art and the cash grab at the same time. So figure.
So how does a caveman survive in the modern world, and how does he do projection, and how does he become Superman?
Well, it's just like those end of the world kind of scenarios where there's like these zombies walking around. I mean, every single zombie film. I mean, everybody thinks, okay, let's go to the mall. And that's the funniest thing. I mean, people thought that, I don't know, I mean, it's one of the sad places in zombie movie history that it's questionable if you would approach like a mall or like somewhere where brains and food, raw meat, Safeway, co-op, you know, something like that even. But I don't know, man. And how people think it's like Twinkies that will be like the ultimate food, because Twinkies don't go bad, supposedly. They just kind of get really gross and just kind of gross shit.
What's your best method of writing comics? Like, what method do you use to write?
Well, I try and basically, my type of writing when I'm looking at it, like, I have to draw them in by the cover, right? And then you have to try and, like, keep their interest with the panel from the next panel to the next page.
Yeah.
And depending how many pages you have that are interesting, people will look and read.
Yeah.
And you just have to brainstorm on origin, first appearances, like important shit, or significant storyline, kind of back history, fast forwards, flashbacks, or reverse or forwards.
When you're making
I
it,
used
do
to-
you read back what you've done and kind of like build the story, like keep going back and forth, like reading it and then seeing if it's interesting all the way through, like you said, or do you just sketch it all out, like you?
Well, I sketch it out, and I do kind of like I have random quotes I have.
Yeah.
Because I'm a poet, and so yeah, I just throw them out, put it on in a panel, and then just draw something. And sometimes I'll just like throw the name at another picture or whatever, and just come up with kind of like a silly kind of program or whatever. So
I think everyone should do comics because it's like drawing and telling stories. It's like something everyone should do. If you have children, you should draw comics and for the children. Like it should be something because it sounds like I have done like some children's books and stuff. I haven't done like a comic, but I've done drawings and words kind of.
Yeah.
And
I know.
it's a good way to put out your ideas, I think.
Yeah, because I mean, even way back in the day, there was a pretty cool comic book scene, and there was a healthy amount of comic book stores. And I mean, just remembering even in Calgary with the university, there was one of the main big ones, Word and Pictures. And yeah, they always had the best, like, I'd be like at a gig, and even if it was closed, it was more fascinating. It was closed because of all the mystery with those books just sitting there, just kind of aging without being read. Or things like really kind of like alternative comics draw you in, because at the time there was like 8 Ball. There was a lot of cool comics that were coming out in the mid 90s. It was kind of impressive. It was almost like Bronze or Silver Age kind of thing for underground comics and comic zines and anti-corporate zines and straight edger zines and punkers and all that stuff. But I don't know.
Have you seen Daniel Johnston's comics or his artwork?
Daniel
Johnston.
Yeah, with that, hello, how are you? Or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of his?
Yeah, I've seen some of his. It's similar to The Far Side.
Yeah.
And I actually got, my friend just gave me a Far Side book.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting because it brings me back when I was just like snowy days with my family and we just read these comics, like the Far Side comic books, and yeah. Good times when you're a kid like that. Intrigued by colorful pictures and text.
Yeah.
It draws you in visually and, story-wise, just more to add it to flavor.
I don't read much anymore, but I used to. I love reading novels, books, and I used to ask people what their favorite book was, and then I'd go check it out. And sometimes I found like really good books that way, just by asking people what their favorite book was. But I don't read that much anymore. But one of my favorite writers was Nietzsche. He has a book about this prophet who talks about a Superman.
Yeah.
And that kind of ties into comics, kind of, because comics come out and comics have this actual guy named Superman, and all these superheroes after him. Like, did Superman come first, or how did it go?
Yeah, it was like. Here, hold on. The thing is that he first appeared in 1938.
Yeah.
And this is what it looked like.
Oh, cool. Yeah, the
Yeah.
listeners can't hear, but
They can't see that, but
They
yeah,
can hear.
they can't see that, but I showed you. Yeah, it was one of the first real comic books.
Wow, that's awesome. You can have one.
It's a reprint, though. I mean, it's not the original, but it's a reprint that's
No, it's
pretty
still cool.
impressive.
Still pretty
Impressive, yeah.
We're gonna play a song. This is called "The Biggest Lie" by Elliott Smith.